Tool work again after I loaned it out.
Maybe you need to spray some of that multi-purpose 336 in there.
Somebody is putting a wrench on here and boogered it up. So this is Jim's pulling tool. It's supposed to allow me to pull them out. The lights off again. So you gotta make sure there's room to do it. See over here it's a little bit tight. Crank pin's in the way or something. So it goes in there like that. This one even go in the hole like it's supposed to. Wonderful. Tight enough. Lights off. Yep.
Who's on now, Tatro?
The bearing, yeah, lights on. Need something to push this out with. Got any toy? See a difference?
Oh yeah.
That's the old one. I'm going to find my lifters over here. Alright, so what's in the way on that one? There's a clutch. There's a crank pin sitting there in the way. That might get some fit in there. There's a lifter right here too. Why is that not coming out?
What happened?
The lifter's not coming out like it's supposed to. There it goes. Alright, camera drop. So you can see how the flywheel's got clearance there and you're a little bit tighter right there, but we should be able to jam it in there. So I'm going to take it, jam it in there, see what happens. There, see it went in. We got this thing here, it goes in here. That one went all the way in that time, see? A lot better. You gotta tighten. Hold the black part with your hand. Keep going until it's loose. Slow down, don't get too fucking aggressive in there. You're getting trigger happy there. See what happens to get trigger happy? The tool takes off and starts getting to you. He scratches on my tools what he's doing. Look at that big nicks he put in there. Beating it.
Oh shit, man.
Beating it against that case in there. I saw that.
Worry about damages.
Damaged my tool? I was pretty
He
damaged.
worried about tools in his towels.
I was carried. I care a lot about my damaged tool, or good tool. Especially my Jim's tools. Okay, now what are we going to do?
Put the new bearings in.
You got new bearings? Where'd those come from?
Tatro machines.
How are you going to put them in there?
You're probably going to use that tool and just reverse what you did.
Do you oil them down first?
No, you're going to tighten it up first. Put it in there and probably reverse it.
You beat on it with a big hammer?
This burn actually feels great.
They don't feel great until they fail. Then they're junk. Alright, need some other tools. Where's your other tools?
We'll be right back, y'all.
Be videotaping. Okay, so we got a new bearing, full complement. So that means it's full of rollers in there. So we got our installation tool, we beat it in flat, then we flip around and beat it in inside the case slightly until it bottoms out. And we use a nice little small tool here. And someone's got it all blown way up, so I don't know how much of that you even saw, because you got the camera wide blown. So you have to just figure it out now as I do it. Okay, so it goes in here. Uh-oh.
What?
Bottomed out. Got another one?
That's what we wanted it to do.
Oh, I put the old one back in.
You didn't.
I didn't? You sure?
So,
Okay, see how it's even with the center part right now?
Let me zoom in.
Well, you can look in there.
Alright,
See, there's a chamfer in there. Now the bearing's inside the chamfer.
correct.
That's because I use this part where it dimpled in a little bit. So you flip it back around to where it's flat. First you go until you flush, and you flip and do the other way. Hi, coming over there. Got a bearing?
there you go.
Okay. Now these bearings are rounded and they're flat. The rounded is part where you're not supposed to beat on because it screws up the cage if you do. You hit on the flat part. That's why it's flat. It helps to go in straight. So you get a little tap to get it straight. Drop it at least. No, I'm pre-lubing it now. So you gotta go in straight. It'll kind of self-center if you just let it do it. You go until you hit the case. And you flip it. Recess, see? Simple. I can put it over there on my workbench. That goes in the drawer right over there.
Which drawer, Tatro?
The second one up from the bottom on the top box.
Second one from the bottom, middle drawer.
Nope. I don't know, is that hammers in there? Screwdrivers? That's it, right there in front.
There's one hammer in there.
Yep, front and left, that's fine. Okay, so now we got all this installed here. There we go. So they're in there correctly now. We got the new O-ring in there. So now we can take our pump right here. That here, who's got that blown up so much? Okay, this here inlet goes inside that hole there. So I have to get this to fit on the crank here. See where the flats are? So I gotta get these gears to line up. And obviously right now, see it's not lined up, so I have to rotate these until they are. There you go.
Okay.
You can also push all this stuff right back out if you want. It's usually easier. Do it like this. Where's that round part at? Get it over there. See how it's inserted in the bearing?
It's in the back. It's back there.
It's lubed now.
A little early lubing. Proven.
So it goes in there like that. Hope it's in there all the way. Yep, see it goes flush when you push on it, so it's not binding. You get the flat spot there, so you gotta rotate it until the flat spots goes in. Right like that. A little bit of oil on there. What the hell, we got oil all over me. We'll use it, right? Okay, so now it's all in there like it should be. And the biggest thing is recessed into the seal down there. I've had those customers bring in motors where the seal was cut in half. Only way they have no oil pressure. I've also had them apart when the seal was laying on the bottom of the case, which is not a good place for a seal. Okay, now we have O-rings right here that all still look good. So those are fine, so we don't have to worry about them. Okay, we got our cams right here. Now everything should be good to go. I'm going to put some lubricant on this so we got it all right here. See, it wouldn't hurt to lubricate all these parts here a little bit too while we're at it. Even though the lifters are already lubed, but it doesn't hurt to have lube on this stuff. Because it's not going to get any oil on it until it runs around. Gets splashed on. There we go. Alright, should just go right in there. Make sure these are lined up straight across still. See, we never changed the motor. We took the motor out when it was lined up, remember? So it slides right back in. Nice and easy.
Lifters?
Lifters drop in from the top. Okay, so we need all the bolts for here. That should be these ones here, right? No, those are the cover. These ones over here were the ones out of
the oil pump.
the cam cover.
Oh?
These are cam cover. Oil pump are 4 by themselves.
Oh, you're right. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm glad you have a brain. It's not too fried out.
I think they're all the same anyway, so it doesn't really
They are.
matter. But, so I've had them when they were different though.
Is that a special tool?
So now everything should line up. If you have the correct oil pump, everything. We're not using air impact. I'm putting parts together.
Okay, cool.
So one of these holes up in here is offset different between the early and late pump. So like on the fueling pumps you buy, they take the late pump even though they're an early cover. Found that out. So one of these two holes doesn't work. These two here are the same. But that's how you know you got the wrong pump. So if you want to get 3 bolts in your motor, you have the wrong oil pump. And that means that the gallery in the back is probably open, which means you're going to dump all your oil out. Which is not a good thing. Hands are full of oil right now. So I like running stuff in by hand so I can feel it. And see if there's any binding going on. Binding is bad. There's supposed to be all kinds of fancy ways to align a pump up. I don't think it really matters. The cranks bounce around so much. What the hell's the difference? So I just get all the bolts started. Do not bottom them out. Get the plate ones all in there next. So the plate's sitting square. Doesn't sound very good, does it? Just rubbing on this. Did that one come out hard?
Yep. It did.
So you didn't tell me that, but I figured it probably did because it went in hard. Okay, so these aren't full torque. They're just tighten them up a little bit here. Okay, now the oil pump. I come in until I touch. Back off just a little bit. Touch, back off a little bit.
Why is that?
So the pump can center up itself. Okay, so now I've drawn the pump in. You kind of let it center itself up where it wants to be. And then I just very lightly put pressure on these. So they're all got light pressure. Then I put a little more pressure. And I do a star pattern back and forth. And then I come in and just torque the piss out of as much as I can. So hopefully the oil and stuff in the pump center things kind of up a little bit. When you pull it in nice and even and slowly, the pump pulled in nice and straight and it's not dragging on the main shaft too much. It's quick and simple. It's about the easiest way of doing it. Okay, where's the Allen that we had for zipping off the zip gun? Is it over there somewhere?
That's right. last night. Happened to the goddamn thing.
Ran away, hidden. That was too small.
I just put it back.
Put it back.
No, I don't think I even took it off.
Didn't take it off.
You
Someone
took
else
it
did.
off.
It's my fault. I
You
did
took
it.
it off.
I did it. I do it on purpose, hiding. You're using it on something. It's gone forever. It's probably in an oil pan, I bet. A piece of metal on my finger.